Let's talk to the management of CenturyPly. We have with us Keshav Bhajanka, Executive Director, joining. Keshav, thank you so much for giving your time to ET Now. I'll start with the development, the recent one. The government undertook significant reforms in formalizing quality standards within the plywood and allied sector. Now, how are you looking at this and how will this aid you?
I think that this is a tremendous step that has been taken by the Government of India and the Commerce Ministry under the able leadership of Shri 𝐊𝐞𝐬𝐡𝐚𝐯 𝐁, our Commerce Minister. You see, till now in India, due to a lack of Indian standards, cheap quality inferior material has been percolating the market. And this has been damaging to the end consumer and to the domestic industry. I think that the implementation of the Quality Control Order is a major step in the mission to make India Atmanirbhar, to establish Atmanirbhar Bharat, and to give our domestic industry a level playing field, and ensuring that over time we not only can dominate the Indian market, but also look at export markets and become perhaps one of the largest exporters in the world.
Right, but how has been the overall demand environment so far in Q2? Is Q2 outperforming compared to Q1?
I think that, we have been fairly consistent when it comes to growth. Our targets for the year have already been outlined: double digit for plywood, 20% for MDF, 20% for laminates, and similar or a higher growth rate for particle board. I think we're well on track to achieving the same. The demand scenario, I would not say has rebounded much, but we are seeing the early green shoots. So hopefully in the second half of the year, demand should look much better.
Keshav, while you have given us a segment-wise breakup, what's the overall growth guidance for FY26? Also, the particle board segment has been under pressure. What is the reason behind this outlook on this segment as well?
So as far as particle board is concerned, the technology that we had earlier was something known as a multi-delight press, where the quality of material is not the same as with newer technology, which is known as a continuous press. So considering that the new plant has commissioned, and it is commissioned as of last quarter, this is the first operational quarter, and from next quarter we should get the full benefit of the plant because it takes some time to scale up and to ramp up production. I think we'll be looking at a sizable growth in particle board. It should be 40% plus for the current year. And considering the quality of product that we are now manufacturing, considering the ability, the flexibility to manufacture different sizes, to manufacture different thicknesses, I think that this continuous line is really going to help fuel our growth.
Keshav, let's also touch base upcoming festive season and recent GST reforms. How are you looking at this? How will you benefit these steps? How will it benefit you? And overall for the industry, do you think it will give a big boost?
Definitely. I think the GST reforms should definitely lead to higher disposable income. As such, I believe that the festive season and beyond is going to be looking far better. As I've already said, H2 demand traction should be greater. And we firmly believe that the GST reforms are a step in the right direction. They should lead to a further reduction in the time it takes for the recovery or a time it takes for acceleration in demand in the market.
Okay. And how much capex has the company spent so far? And what is the capex plan for FY26? And what is the update on company's plywood Hoshiarpur plant, by when it will be operationalized, and how will this contribute to the company's overall growth?
I think post-COVID, we have already spent close to 2,000 crores as far as capex is concerned. And I think the majority of our large capex for now is done. The only frozen capex that we have next is going to be a plywood plant that we are going to set up in Hoshiarpur. That is going to come into operation by H1 of next year. And that is going to entail a capex of maybe 100 to 150 crore rupees. Having said that, most of our cash flow now is going to go into debt repayment. We have taken on certain debt on our books due to the heavy amount of capex we have done. But I think over the course of the next year and a half, we should be able to repay the majority of it.
Also, CenturyPly's new particle board plant in Tamil Nadu began commercial operations at the end of Q1. How has this contributed in Q2 so far?
I think Q2, because we're still ramping up the plant, so it's too early to comment. But definitely we will see a growth in Q2 as well. This is due to the fact that the capacity is far larger, but we will take some time to ramp up the capacity.
Okay. Keshav, one last thing to you. Have you taken any price hike in this quarter? And if not, are there any price hike plans on the pipeline? What is your outlook on timber price?
I think as far as price increases are concerned, we have taken a price increase in Q1 as far as plywood is concerned and as far as laminates is concerned. At this point in time, we don't see any further price hikes, but we'll have to play it as per raw material costs. Timber prices have eased out as far as the MDF and particle board segment are concerned. So that should benefit us in the second half of the year.
All right, Keshav, thank you so much for joining at this hour with your views. With this, it's time for a wrap in this edition of Markets at Noon. On behalf of Mansi, me and entire